What is happening, my YT gang? Y'all already know what time it is, man. We are back with another one, and today we got to talk all about it, okay? A whole lot of people still talking bad about my boy Shedeur Sanders, in which they feel like he don't have a chance to get that #1 spot up there in Cleveland. Now, like myself, there's a whole lot of people that still got his back and riding with him to the end, man, because we all know he is the best option up there in Cleveland. Now, one guy in particular who I am a huge fan of, okay, because most of the time everything that he says that's coming out of his mouth is spot on, is none other than the ESPN analyst Riddick. Okay, he had a lot to say about my boy Shedeur Sanders, in which he was talking about specific things that I feel like he was sending a message to Stefanski when it comes to paying attention and actually giving my boy Shedeur Sanders a chance to get that #1 spot. Now, y'all already know how much I've been sitting up here talking about how precise and how accurate my boy Shedeur Sanders is when he out there on that field. Now, Riddick, he went further into depth with it. All right, and I want to show y'all that clip before I show you the clip that he just did, in which he sent the message to my man Stefanski. Check this clip out.
Shedeur Sanders showed us all exactly what we expected to see. A young man who's tremendously poised, he's accurate, he has enough athletic ability to throw the football outside the pocket, and most importantly, he can put a lot of velocity on the football when need be, depending upon what the route calls for. He was accurate at all three levels. He threw to a tremendous group of wide receivers, headlined by Travis Hunter, who didn't take part in the individual drills, but he did run all of the routes for Shedeur during his workout, and he showed you his one-of-one type of fluidity, deep speed, hand-eye coordination, and just overall athleticism. And it's no wonder why he won the Heisman Trophy.
Now, we all know that Shedeur Sanders is the most accurate quarterback that came out in his draft class. We know that already, okay? But my boy, he's not letting up, okay? He's trying to make sure he lets Stefanski know this is your best option. If you give him the opportunity, he will be your #1 guy. Before I show y'all that clip, I do want to read this article to y'all real quick, in which this guy pretty much talked about how Riddick is backing up Shedeur Sanders. It was written by a guy named Corey Keenan, all right, in which it states, who will win the Cleveland Browns quarterback job this summer? If you ask ESPN's Riddick, he thinks it may be the 5th-round pick Shedeur Sanders. The Browns have no front runner. They have no preconceived notions about who will win the starting job. They truly expect a 4-way quarterback competition between Sanders, 3rd-round pick Dillon Gabriel, and veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. Could Sanders come out on top? Here is what ESPN analysts had to say on Sanders winning the starting job. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what he had to say specifically about my boy Shedeur Sanders in this whole competition up there in Cleveland. Check out the footage.
It's not ridiculous as long as they are able to. And I heard Dan Graziano talking about this morning earlier on ESPN radio. Yeah, I listen to it when I'm in my car in the morning. It's all, as long as they can get him enough reps. And it sounds like Kevin Stefanski is aware of the fact that in order to create a real quarterback competition, he has to kind of change some things in terms of the way he divvies out reps during the preseason and during the offseason. If he can compete with Dillon Gabriel, if he can compete with Joe Flacco, he can compete with Kenny Pickett, there's a very good chance that if this is an organic competition with a level playing field, he could be your starter week 1. No question about it.
Hey, man, he ain't lying. He ain't lying about nothing he just said, bro. I really think that if you give him a real opportunity up there, if you really put everything to the test, everybody to the test, Shedeur Sanders is the best option for you. That's just how I feel. You know, I know it's a lot of people that feel the same way I do. It's a lot of people that don't. Now, I do understand people going to be giving pushback when it comes to Shedeur Sanders starting because of the fact of who he's playing for. I get it. The Cleveland Browns are not that good. I understand that. Their O-line is better than Colorado, but they still not up to par when it comes to the NFL. I understand that too, especially seeing who they got to play in the first 7 weeks, okay? A lot of people are saying, oh, well, they should put Joe Flacco in because he's the more experienced quarterback. Now, I get all of that, but at the end of the day, he is the best option. He is the better quarterback out of all of them. So if you get him out there early and he get that experience against the tough teams in the first couple of weeks, I can only imagine what he'll do later on in the season when he really developed his skill, learn his team. What if he can go out there and do it? I know a lot of times we throw a lot of negative things, especially when it comes to rookie quarterbacks. I understand that. But as of lately, rookie quarterbacks has been balling. You look at Jaden Daniels. You look at Bo Nix. I mean, come on, man. There's an opportunity there. And I think Shedeur Sanders is one of the best persons to do that. I think Cam Ward is going to be able to do that also. But we'll see. Y'all get down in the comments below, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this whole situation. I'm going to get at y'all on the next one.